great in the first. Everything seemed to be clicking. When did things kind of start to change from your point of view?
The big thing, and I told the guys, we have to come out right away and throw the first punch, and that's what we did. But part about throwing the punch is you have to understand your opponent. They're not just no one's going to quit against us. So when they start punching back, we have to continue to fight. And we started being the more aggressive team, and then it quickly turned in the second quarter when they became the more aggressive team, going to the second and third. And that was kind of the tail of the tape right there. When they started getting more aggressive with us, we didn't respond well at all. We talked about before the game, we knew this was a team that forced a lot of turnovers, and those are, we had in the second quarter, we had 9 turnovers for 18 points. It's really hard when you're not getting those shots up. 3 backcourt violations. I'm not sure when's the last time we had anyone's been around the game. We had 3 half-court violations in 1 quarter. So we did not respond to their aggression. They, figuratively speaking, started throwing punches, and literally speaking, we're back on our heels.
You obviously see it much better than I do. What makes them so good about forcing turnovers?
I think that this is something, I said to our team, it's not, you don't have one individual that's being aggressive. You have a team full of people being aggressive. So as a referee, I think, it's hard to call everything when they're doing everything constantly. So if you're not matching that same type of aggression where you're doing the same thing, either the referee's going to have to start calling it on everybody, or they're going to continue to allow them to do it, and we have to kind of be in their heels. So it's one of those things that they just have they play hard, they play well, they're very tied together in what they're doing. I think Van Fleet's an amazing leader on the court for them. He gets people where they're supposed to be and gets them playing hard, and Nick Nurse, I have the most respect for him as well. I think he does a good job of getting his guys revved up when they need to be. And Barnes, amazing rookie, really did his thing tonight as well. Maybe his best game of the year, I would say. And then, Siakam is Siakam. He's going to give you a basket when you need to get a basket as well. So it's just a tough team altogether. And they played well tonight. And I just think that we did not match their aggression. That's the one thing I said when I was in here with you guys earlier. We have to match their aggression. We have to come out just as physical and ready to play as they are. And we did at the beginning, but we didn't in the second or third quarter. I mean, even their points in the paint in the second and third, they finished with 44. They had 34 of those in the second and third quarter. And you look at even our quarter scoring, they had 20 in the first, 18 in the fourth. It's the 71 and those 2 other ones that really just knocked us down.
When the momentum swung back in your favor, what was the difference?
I think that we started to play a little harder, and we made the right passes and the right plays when we also, we mixed up our defense a little bit, went zone right there at the end. I think that was productive for us as well. They were punching the ball inside a lot. It's crazy looking here and seeing that we had 12 second chance points because it felt like they had 50 just because they got them when they needed them. We need to do a better job of just making sure we finish possessions constantly and valuing possessions. Like we said this before, it's valuing possessions. We have to be a better team at valuing possessions, giving up 27 points off of our turnovers and to lose by 4. It's going to be a difficult battle, difficult games to win if we continue to do that.
Going away from Gafford after scoring early in the game, was it a matter of something that he did that you didn't like, or something else you wanted to get from other players at that position?
I'm just trying to look for something else. Just trying to look for a different energy in the game. I don't think there's anything specific against him. I think TB in his first stint when he came in brought a lot of energy, did some good things. And then, Trez is an energy guy, and I felt like we were at a time when we needed some energy. So hopefully bringing those 2 in would kind of change the tides and get us flowing in the right direction.
How do you think Rui's physicality is?
I think he did a good job, and when I talk about Rui right now, I hate to include Denny, but I think that, they both did a good job of stepping up to the challenge of guarding their man when we needed them to. And obviously some big rebounds when we needed them. So I'm pleased with the way he played. I just think, it's a general across the board. We just have to be a more aggressive team, like in general. Like everything about what we do, even when we get called for offensive fouls on screens, they're tic-tac fouls. Yeah, they call them or not call them, but we have to set harder screens. And the same thing in defense. Like we get called for and one plays. Why are we giving up free throws? Why are we giving up layups? If we're going to foul them. And that's part of being a team and have that mentality of we are an aggressive team. We are a team that fights like that. And we have to do a better job of doing that.
9 turnovers for Brad. What was the common thread there?
Toronto does a very good job of shrinking the court. They're going to collapse on Brad quite a bit. They did that a lot tonight. A lot of times, some teams that do that will come help and get back to their man, where Toronto's very good at they're going to stay there until you get off the ball. And I think that was kind of the difference right there. They stayed there and they made it difficult. And again, it's the physicality. They start riding him with their arms, getting him off balance, and now he's on his heels trying to find the open man. It's very they're difficult passes to make, but also, I think even Brad will say that he can do a better job of looking for open people. I mean, he did a wonderful job, in my opinion, in the first quarter, getting us going. He had the 9 turnovers, but he had eight assists. I'm not sure how many of those were in the first quarter, but there was quite a few where he made the extra pass and did some good things.
Coach, in your experience, what's the kind of key to teams who can keep that either consistency for the full 48 or kind of manage better, I guess, when they're putting less energy out there for sure for some time?
Could you start to repeat the initial question of it?
So for what you're talking about with just wanting to the consistent effort and everything,
Yep.
in your experience, what's been the keys to that teams can do that? Is it a cultural thing? Is it you've got the leaders in the locker room who are setting that example?
I think it's a little bit of everything. Just having the correct mentality to understand that's. I think it's a shift in mentality to understand this is who we want to become. So it's, I'm not big on the word culture, but I think it's building a community in which you believe that's how you are and how you want to be, and picking each other up, pushing each other to be better in the right ways. Not that we haven't had that, but I just think that it's a really just a shift in mentality for us. We have to understand that, we have a lot of people coming together for the first time from different organizations. And it's about understanding that, this is a team, the Washington Wizards, where no one's going to back down from us. We have to go out and, what's the saying? You eat what you kill. You have to go out there and really go out there and we have to take wins, because no one's going to give them to us. Nobody is. Like, no matter who we play, no matter where we are, we can be up 20 and no one's going to falter and say, okay, well, they're the Washington Wizards, we're going to stop now. It's not going to happen. They're always going to believe they can come back. They're always going to believe they can come back. So we have to continually be that aggressive. We can't get up 15 points and then start making the wild pass, the wild play. They're going to keep fighting against us, and we have to learn to keep fighting back.
We know that you have to play more people than you normally would, because you have to reacclimate to people who are on minutes restriction. How tough is it to gain consistency for a team when you're playing and have to play 11 people? In terms of getting consistency with the Flames.
That's a tough question to answer, because it's only 3 games we've had the full roster. So we're still trying to manage that to the best of our abilities and understanding. And it's it's delicate. It is difficult for sure. You want to find out who's hot, who can give you the best out there. And it's hard also, just, as a former player myself, which I hate to say that, but as a former player myself, sometimes your first couple of minutes are terrible, but then you come back and you give an amazing few minutes. So, trying to be sensitive to everything and just try to get the best out of everyone and the best on the court. But it's, obviously it's challenging. I think it's going to continue to be challenging. We have a deep roster, and finding the balance of not only how to get the minutes in, but who to get the correct combinations at the right time too.
How did Kuzma's neck issue come about? It seemed like he went out and tried to warm up, right?
Yeah, I do not know. I'm not going to speculate. I have no idea if he went out there to warm up or not. I was still in the back. I was probably here with you guys, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. So, and I'm not sure how curved, maybe, I don't know.
Do you have any update on Wes? We forgot to ask you pregame in terms of.
I'm not real sure. I guess you guys are sick of me, so yes. No, I'm joking. I just as I said earlier, like I'm hoping he's back as soon as possible. I hope that for him. I hope that for our team. I miss having him around. I miss his leadership. So, and as you guys know already, Wes is a pretty awesome guy. So it's just good to have his energy around.
We only have time for one question on Zoom, so we'll go to Yaron.
Coach, can you talk about Denny's playmaking today?
Yeah, I think Denny had a good game, and he came out and did what we asked of him. He shot the shots when they're open. He had 6 assists, so he made some good passes as well. I think the big thing, and I think what we're going to begin to know him for is being a very good defensive player, a defensive stopper that can go guard multiple positions. He has a good body size where he can get in front of people. Does a very good job of defending with his body and not so much his hands. I still think he can clean up some of his he gets those little tic-tac fouls every once in a while that we hate to see. Just kind of bailing people out, but I think he hates that about that too. And he's working on getting better at that. But I was very happy what he did tonight. His energy, his willingness to do whatever is necessary. I'm not
Thank
sure. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, JB.
You got it. God bless everybody.
Obviously had pretty steady trajectory since you've been back. What has been your focus in getting back on the court?
Right now, for me, it's just like trying to get the rhythm. I haven't played actual games in like a while, so I'm trying to get the rhythm. I think it's getting back. And especially with this team, we have a couple new guys. So those are things I'm just trying to focus on. Have a good chemistry with them. And, yeah.
Does it matter that the rotations are kind of constantly changing with you and TV back and everything like that? Is it harder to play, I guess, when there are so many different guys coming in and out?
Yeah, for sure. Right now I think we have like 11 guys.
Yeah.
On the court. We have everybody can play. So it's actually hard for the coaches. For me, I just like focus on my minutes. How I can help this team to win. No matter whatever, 15, 20, 30, it don't matter. I just gonna play hard and trying to win this, help this team win.
I know you said your wind was kind of fine even in your first game back, but do you feel like you can play more and more each night? Does it feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, for sure. I know, like I say, I'm trying to get my rhythm back. So I've been communicating with the coaches, trainers, and everybody. So yeah, I think we'll see about that. Yeah.
Do you feel more comfortable shooting threes? Has it been an important emphasis to add arc on your shot?
Yeah, for sure. I've been working on it, since I got here. I got drafted. I think it's more about confidence. My confidence going up for sure. I'm more, comfortable shooting threes. And yeah, that's gonna be big for me. Making threes and do all the stuff that I've been doing. Yeah.
And tonight, how do you explain the momentum swings? You guys playing really well in the first, and obviously second, third.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. We gotta give it a first punch tonight, and we did it actually. We did it, but we couldn't continue. Just do it. So I think we just gotta keep doing it, and it's tough. It was a tough one, but just like us, like we're still trying to figure out, our chemistry. Finally, we got 14 guys, like last week or something. So, we're still trying to figure out, but I think we're gonna get there. Yeah.
Neil?
Hmm?
Oh. Neil, do you have a question?
Hey, Rui, just after these two kind of tough losses, what would you describe the mood in the locker room like?
It's okay, man. Everybody, of course, everybody has to lose. So, of course, we trying to figure out, you know. But it's not nothing bad, you know, no bad energy around here. We're just trying to get better. You know, we have practice tomorrow, and you know, we just gotta talk through, you know, with the films and stuff, and we're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Thanks, Rui.
Zach, I think we can transition over to Japanese questions now.
Let's just go ahead. Okay. Okay. お疲れ様でした。
ありがとうございます。
今日は最後懸命に追い上げたんですけど、一歩及ばなかったです。
そうですね、まあ、チームとしても、この一戦はすごい欲しくて、最初の出だしから僕らが先にパンチを打ってことで、まあ、できたと思うんですけど、それを続けることができなかったなっていうのが、その敗因につながったと思うので、まあ、これからの課題じゃないかなと思います。
八村選手にとっては、これが7試合目でしたけど、どうですか、リズムは戻ってきて
そうですね、少しずつ僕としてもリズム戻ってきてますし、ミ率も上がってきてるんで、まあ、もう少し様子を見ながらやっていきたいなと思います。
今日は20分、その部分はカイル・クーズマ選手の穴を上見れば、大した2率だと思います。
そうですね、まあ、僕としてもオフェンスでもディフェンスでも、うまくできたところあると思うんですけど、まだ、もう少しよくできたところもあるんじゃないかなと思うので、そこはまたフィルムで見て、やっていきたいなと思います。
スリーポイントは4試合連続になりましたけど、シュートタッチの方がいかがですか？
シュートタッチも上がってきてると思いますね。まあ、僕のミッドレンジも少しずつ上がってきてると思うので、それも、もっとしっかりとそこを考えながらプレーしていきたいなと思います。
そのシュートの弾道の手応えみたいなものも良くなってきますか？
シュートの、はい、
弾道、アークですね。
はい。そうですね。まあ、それもずっと課題としてやってきたので、まあ、そこも調整しながらやっていきたいなと思います。
あと今日は渡辺裕太選手との2シーズンぶりの対戦でしたけど、いかがでしたか？
そうですね。まあ、いつも対戦するときに、どちらかが何かあっていつもできなかったので、まあ、久しぶりにこうやって対戦ができてよかったなと思いますし、まあ、彼みたいに日本人で頑張っている人がNBA の僕の同じ舞台でいるってことも僕にとってもすごいいい影響というか、そういうことがあるんじゃないかなと思うので、僕ら2人でも切磋琢磨して頑張っていきたいなと思います。
いきなり第1クォーターにはマッチアップがありましたね。
そうですね、もう試合前にもマッチアップできたらいいっていう話をしてたので、すぐにそれできてよかったなと思います。
やっぱり1対1の裕太選手の守りは硬いですか？
そうですね、彼もディフェンスが得意な選手だったので、そうですね、いいディフェンスされました。
試合後は結構長い時間話していたように見えましたけど、どんなふうに声をかけたんですか？
でもまあ、調子はどうだって感じで、シーズンももう中盤に入ってきたので、そういうどういう感じかっていうことを話し合ってましたね。
僕から最後なんですけど、今日はジャパニーズヘリテージナイトでしたけど、まあ、地元の日本人コミュニティから声援を受けていかがでしたか？
そうですね、そういうふうにこうやって、まあ、DC でジャパニーズナイトってことで、僕も試合出れてよかったですし、そういう中でそういう日本のコミュニティが広がってるんじゃないかなと思うので、すごい嬉しいです。
はい、では、ちょっとインパーソンの質問に変わります。
はい、お疲れ様でした。プレー時間も順調に増えてるし、数字もいい状態になってきてると思うんですけど、具体的にまだベストに届いてない部分、足りない部分があるなとしたら、どういった部分でしょうか？
まあ、チームともうあまりやってきてないので、そういうところでは、そういうチームのケミストリーとかも、そういうところでは少しまだ僕も分からないところもあるので、そこをもうちょっとできたらいいなと思いますね。
あと、まあ、復帰して、今、自身の役割をこれから見極めていくところだと思うんですけど、八村選手、ずっとスターターでやってきて、なんていうか、スターターへのこだわりみたいなのもありますか？あるいは。
僕はないですね。別に、チームもいい感じで来てるので、まあ、そういう中で、僕もその中に入ってリズムをつかめればいいなと思っているので、全然そこは気にしないです。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
お疲れ様でした。はい。まあ、7試合がここまでプレーされましたけれども、ここまでバスケを久しぶりにやっていて、一番バスケをしていて楽しいって思う部分っていうのはどういう部分ですか？
そうですね。まあ、僕も、こうやって会場で人たくさんいる前でやるのもすごい なんだかんだ言って久しぶりなので、そういう中でもコロナの前以来だと思うので、そういうところでそうやって観客がこう応援してくれて、その中でプレーできるってことはすごい楽しいですし、そういう、DC もそういう観客もすごいファンもいい人たちばっかりなので、そういう中でやっていけるっていうのはすごい楽しいです。
今日は渡辺選手になったのは本当に久々だったと思うんですけれども、2人ともすごい笑顔で、どうですか、こうやって久しぶりに同じコートで渡辺選手と久しぶりにプレーできたことですごくなんか自分に刺激を受けた部分っていうのはありますか？
そうですね。こうやって日本人として、2人こうやって同じコートにこういう大きな舞台に立てるってことはすごい嬉しいことですし、こう誇りの思うことだと思うので、これからも僕もNBA のコートに立て続けようと思ってますし、彼もそういうふうにやっていくと思うので、2人で頑張っていきたいなと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. The biggest is our turnovers. We turned it over way too many times, and I think they got 27 points out of that. That's to their 8. That's unacceptable. And that's 100% on my ass. So, but we still had chances to win. I think just third quarter we had a lot of slippage. They were more physical than we were. Even in the second quarter, I think first quarter we came out aggressive and hit them, and I think second and third quarter they kind of flipped it on us, and we didn't necessarily retaliate back. And I think that just their energy, kind of changed the game.
JB said they're a really good team at shrinking the floor. They kind of, when they collapse on you specifically, they kind of stay with you. What were they able to do? You mentioned 9 turnovers.
100%. That's what Nick Nurse does. That's who he is. Every time I play him, he's making it tough. He's trying to get the ball in my hand. And it's tough for me because it's not like I was just throwing that bitch all over the floor. It was just, they were swiping down. I was driving in traffic, and there's a lot of guys there, his hands there. They were shrinking the floor. So they got steals. They were able to get their hands on a lot of them. Some I felt like were fouls, but I can't get those back, and I can't complain about them. I got to take care of it.
Tend to mention Nick Nurse by name after a lot of the games against the Raptors. Does it seem like the Raptors are more acutely aware of what you do than most teams?
Probably. Or at least they take pride in not letting me kind of do what I like to do out there, or at least be comfortable doing what I like to do. They definitely make it tough, and it made me work. And I told Fred that. I said I always respect that when I play you guys. Sometimes it may get chippy or we may talk trash, but it's a competitive game. Like, I enjoy competing against that team. It's a fun. They have a fun group. They go hard. They play small. Like, they didn't have any bigs out there. They were all the same size. They just were hungry. And they just grinded it out and played hard. That's how they always are. That's a testament to who they are. That's their identity. So you just tip your hat off to them and understand that that's the type of team they are. They're physical. They're handsy. We knew that coming into the game. And I just got to be better taking care of it. Special. You can go back and look at any interview I've talked about him. Like, I've always been a fan of him since I've coached against him in high school. So I've seen him for the longest, and he's always been a special talent. And tonight he looked like a star. He was killing us. It's crazy because he was like making jump hooks all night. It wasn't like he wasn't breaking us down. He wasn't hitting us with anything crazy. He kept his game simple, and efficient. So I'm happy he's getting healthy. He's finding his way. He has a good group of guys to learn from over there.
Right, I get that the coaching more people than you do, working at the reintegrate rules and TV. But how difficult is an 11-person rotation to be in any rhythm to get the playing group?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough on a lot of guys. And I get it. We're in that's just the dynamic of our team. It's like I always say, it's a blessing and a curse to have our depth. But, at the same time, we have a lot of guys
play the same position. We have guys getting back healthy, so we're trying to get them up to speed and get them going acclimated, and deadlines right around the corner. So it's a lot. It's a lot that's being juggled. Coaches in the organization trying to figure out what they like. Players trying to prove themselves and, showcase themselves and try to help win games. And it's tough, man. I get it, and there's some times where my rotation may be weird, because we're trying to get everybody, involved and in the game, so it's going to be a work in progress. And I think that's where the sacrifice and being a professional comes into play, because it's not just happening with our team, it's happening with all teams around the league. You look at Toronto, they're playing 7-8 guys their last few games, so they've cut their lineup down tremendously. So you see that, there's going to be guys who are happy, there's going to be guys unhappy. It's about what's best for us in terms of winning. I'm sure we'll probably cut it down for sure, but it is tough to play with them guys.
From a player's perspective, is part of it unfamiliarity with the lineup?
Yeah, well, I mean, somewhat. It's tough for me. Trying to get guys back acclimated and trying to learn them. I think because I know Rui, I know TB, and I know how they play. And I think it may be tough for everybody else to kind of gravitate towards that. And Rui trying to decide if we want them at the 3 or the 4. Like it's different. It's totally different than last year. But we're figuring it out. It's a work in progress for sure. We're figuring it out. We're trying. We're searching for sure. It's tough because Wes isn't here too. So to give his imprint on what he sees the team as. So going with the flow.
Another one on the way the Raptors defended you. Maybe it's something that maybe just I only noticed, right? But it seemed like every time you made 2 shots in a row, they called timeout. And is that something that they seem to do more often than others?
That's coach for you. I never paid attention to that. That's it. I watched the game tonight. I'm gonna check that out, Chase. That's a good observation. I didn't. Damn, he don't want me doing nothing tonight. I'm gonna check that out. I mean, that's good coaching. That's good. I mean, he don't want me doing anything out here on the floor positive. So I'm not mad at it. I think they did a good job executing their game plan and making it tough on me. And like I said, I turned the ball over way too many times for us to win.
Christos?
Hey, Brad, hope you're doing well. Tonight, you're starting pretty well the game. You take the lead from the beginning. What you need to do to be more consistent? Because you lost your tempo in third quarter. What you need to do to be more consistent as a team?
It's a great question. And that's kind of been our identity crisis, this whole year of just finding that consistency, night in and night out. And for a full 48 minutes, I think even the last few games, we've came out and hit the first quarter. And then the second, third quarter, we kind of die down and try to make a heroic, run in the fourth. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop putting ourselves in those positions. And be more aggressive. Keep your foot on the gas. It's always the cliche saying, don't get, bored with success. Don't get tired of doing the same things over and over again. If you're having success doing it. So, and that's on the defensive end and the offensive end. So I think we got to be more in tune and locked in and understanding, how to put teams away, because that's a scrappy team. Toronto's scrappy. They don't care if they're up 20, down 20. They're going to play hard regardless. We have to have that. We have to develop that same mentality. We have to have that same, we're going to be physical nonstop every single minute of the game. We don't have that. We have spurts of it.
Thank you very much, Brad.
Last question, Neil.
Hey, Brad, I'm curious, when Chase is saying that, you're going to go check and watch that out. Is that something that you do just, night of the game, that you go back and, watch a game film? Is that something you do every night or just certain games?
Not always. I mean, now I think about it, it's late as hell. I doubt I'll stay up and watch it tonight. But I do watch it. I'm always active learning with the game, and I always feel like I can improve. I have a lot to get better at, and our team has a lot we can be better at. You know, so the film don't lie. The film never lies to you. The eye in the sky. You know, we always come in the next day and watch it as a team. You know, and everything that we may have said, oh, it wasn't my fault that day. In the moment, you know, you watch film and it is your fault. You know, so just understanding how we can be better, how I can be better. You know, how teams are guarding me, how I can take a better advantage of situations, how I can avoid putting myself in certain situations, and just how to be better. You know, I can always be better. I'm far from perfect, far from it.
To start the fourth quarter, Nurse let you get 3 buckets before you called that timeout. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.